In the last video, we looked at how to add shapes and modify shapes in this lesson. We're going to look at adding traced images. So the first thing we're going to do is use this one up the top, select our text. We'll go to the right side this time and we'll remove that. Either find a outline image or a silhouette of onto our side of our box. So we're going to go to the internet and we'll have to do a search. So a frog, we'll spell that right, silhouette, I think that's right, something similar to that. We need to choose an image that hasn't got any detail in the middle. You need to remember every time we text or anything on the laser cutter, if it's in an enclosed shape, an enclosed line, stuff in the middle is going to fall out. Okay, so we're cutting holes into the side of our T-light box, so detail. So you don't want to go for something like that. You want to go for something like that one there, or that one there, or that one there. That's probably okay as well. So we'll just go to images to see a few more options. That as well. So you choose the sort of shape that you want, and it's again this one here. You could use that. Actually, I'm going to select that one because it has got a which we'll need to remove. So if you get an image that has got that sort of stuff on it, it may not work. So we'll give this a go and see how it goes. So I've just clicked on it. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go back to Illustrator and then I'm going to paste it. Okay, and be careful not to select anything else. You can see there when I'm hovering over that box, we want to change that. So I'm just up here. You can even move it off the box while you're working on it. And I don't think that shape will work, but we'll give it a go. Let's go no fill. No, we can't use that one. So if that sort of thing does happen to you, all you need to do is basically delete it, go back to our browser and choose. So even something like that might work, but you're going to lose that stuff in the you'll lose that back and you'll lose the eye, so it might not look quite as good. The outline shape of an object. Let's choose. Okay, we'll lose detail that one. Let's choose this one here. Okay, so now I'm going to right click on that one, copy image, go back to Illustrator, paste it in. There's our image. Okay, now you can see it's quite big, so we just need to resize that. Now when you resize, when you go or anchors, the little squares on the side just come up. When you first paste it, it will be. If you start dragging, you're going to lose your aspect ratio. If you want to keep the aspect ratio, in other words, your in the same ratio, you'll need to hold your finger on shift, change the size. You might need to move around a bit until you get it to a size. And you can even leave it off your stage if you wanted to while we get it sorted. So I'm going to leave it off there and then I'll move it on once I've finished working on it. So we've got our image there. You'll also notice there's this background. Now that background normally means it's not transparent. I know that because I can't see the grid behind it. I need to be able to see around that shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to image trace. You could do it from here. So it's sort of like a default image trace, or you could do it from over this way. Now if you do it from over here, where you've got all these, you'll find things like black and white logo work well. You have to muck around with it. You might ones, you can see how it works. Once you've selected one, so I selected line art, you can see I've lost a lot of detail. So then you just go back and change it to a different one. Black and white logo, like I said, normally works well. And if you've got it like that, that's all we need at this stage. So I'm going to click on expand. Other stuff there, don't worry about that at this stage. We are going to go to our stroke, change it to black. Fill, and change that to no fill. And now you can see things starting to happen. You will notice though that we've got this square around it. So yes, we can see the grid, but we've got a square. Now because we've got the square around our shape, that means the laser colour will, yes, cut the frog out, but it will also cut the square. We'll lose the frog. So what we want to do is select the square. You might find that these are still, in this case they are. So we can just click on ungroup. Then we can click off and then click back on the line. And we should now be able to delete. I'll just press delete to delete that square around the outside. Now what we can do is we can just grab our frog. So I'll just select it. And got to move that down to our box. And again, with these, all the too close to the edge, I might just change this without using the little bit of a fatter frog, and make sure we just don't get too close to the edges. What we find if you get too close, they'll end up snapping off. You could snap off the timber there. Again, you could change that to 1 point, but you don't want it too heavy. Okay, you want it fairly light like we did the others. So a bit of a demonstration on how to insert shapes. And like I said, you can either do outline or silhouette, depends. If you find you're having troubles with shapes, it's got too much detail, I suggest you choose something a little bit less detail. But hopefully this should help you get your shapes into your box, like 2 light box.